Peace and blessings and namaste to all the light workers slash warriors all over the planet today. I'm here to talk to you about the 4 levels of incarnations that are here on the earth during this time for this season, for this grand event. And I'm only bringing this out to help you identify where you may fall in line so that you can further develop your skills, your talents, your spiritual gifts to really embrace the person that you came here to be. So I'll be going through these 4. And if any of them resonate with you, it could be 1, it could be 2, it could be all 4 of them. But if they do resonate with you and you start to identify your highest call and your highest soul purpose, then this is your opportunity to take the ball and run with it. Okay? So let's get into it. Number 1, we have the light workers. Okay? The light workers that have come here. Now, what is a light worker? Okay? I'm going to explain to you what the light worker is coming from the realms of the Ein Sof. All right? And this is my honest perspective. And this is what has been given to me. And now I am sharing it with you. The light workers are the healers of this planet. The light workers, they've come with a big, big heart. And their sole mission is to heal people, okay, and raise the consciousness of the planet. They take on very holistic approaches. I'm sorry, this hair is driving me crazy. They take on very holistic approaches. Okay, so your light workers, they can be in the health field. They can be master herbalists. They can become therapists. Okay, they have the ability to heal and transform energy from your field, and they heal mind, body, and soul. Okay, the heart is so full of love. They hate to see others depressed or down. Some of them take masterships in like Reiki, mudra healing, energy healing, shadow work, all of that. That is what your light workers come here to do. You'll also find them in hospitals, as nurses and CNAs, practitioners. Some of them are master herbalists, so they have healthy approaches on how to heal the body, heal the mind, heal the soul. And that is their commission. And they are driven to do this, okay? They are driven to do this. They can't stand people being around them that are down or feeling bad or hurting. Rather, it's physical or mental. You know, your light workers have your back. And I personally am so proud of the work that the light workers have been doing because it is going to replace our pharmaceutical industries. All right. The more that they get back in touch and in tune with nature and natural elements and how to manipulate chi energy, the less humanity becomes dependent on corrupt businesses that are only here to design to keep people sick. So the light workers, I love you and thank you for your service during this time to humanity. If this resonates with you and you have that drive, that call to help, then chances are that's what you're supposed to be doing. So I would suggest that you get on board with it. Thank you. Then we have number 2. We have the light warriors. Okay. The light warriors can still operate in the same fields as the light workers, okay, as far as an occupation is concerned. Or, you know, they may simply branch out and do other things that interest them. But the light warriors are very interested in paranormal and supernatural things. Okay, their mind is very expansive. You know, you will find them gravitating to like Star Wars and, you know, a lot of heroes and villains type of things. And they're fearless. The light warrior is fearless because they are designed to be natural keepers and defenders of this reality. You will call a light warrior, okay, if you're experiencing something that you don't quite think is associated with medical. Then you will call a light warrior. A light warrior doesn't just transform energy or transmute energy. A light warrior can dispel the energy, okay? And they have no fear about dealing with darker forces or anything like that because they've been doing this multi-dimensionally this whole time. They have a thorough understanding of how dimensions work, and most of them have the ability to actually access different levels of dimensions. And once again, because of their divine protection, because of the skill sets that they were given, they do not have any fear. Okay, so you call a light warrior when they are needed. If you're trying to get rid of some demonic activity or some poltergeists or drujas or, however you want to call them, bad spirit, bad energy, call a light warrior. They'll handle it. And to the light warriors out there, oh my God, thank you so much. Thank you for your service to humanity. Light warriors and light workers, we wouldn't be able to be where we are if it wasn't for you. So we love you for that. And if that resonates with you, if you are fearless, if you're always interested in the supernatural, if you had the ability to start seeing ghosts or spirits that's around you and you're not fearful of them, you're communicating with them, you're getting them out of here. Some light warriors can open up portals too. Oh my God, I don't even want to talk about that. But some light warriors can open up portals too, okay? And get rid of that energy. And just get rid of it and do it. And I am so grateful for them. Thank you for being the defenders of humanity and this realm. You're appreciated, and I love you. Okay, the third level we have is called the master teacher. Okay, and some of us here are operating as master teachers. And master teachers can also be called spirit guides, and sometimes they are referred to as angels. It really just depends on your level of understanding and how you identify with the spirit realm. But the master teacher has studied a certain discipline where they have access to higher levels of understanding of that discipline. And the master teacher can teach you how to not only just see the bigger picture of something, but to go really deeply, inwardly to access that divine knowing. Our master teacher serves as guides to us. Okay, why? Because they've been there and they've done that, right? So they have a unique understanding of how the world works. They have a unique understanding of how the matrix systems work. Okay, and they have, throughout their travels, have gravitated to a particular field of study. Sometimes it's more than one, and to the point that they have gained mastery over it. So when they incarnate, they're here to perfect a certain discipline or study for you to open you up to higher levels of reasoning and understanding. And we love our master teachers, right? Our master teachers are not here to put us astray, and they are just beautiful. And we want to thank you for your service to humanity and helping to raise the consciousness of the planet and of individuals as a whole. And thank you for your diligent study, because it was necessary during this day and age. Okay, so that is the master teacher. Now, the last one I want to identify with is where others of us reside in, okay? And this is called the Ascended Master. Now, the Ascended Master is a little bit tricky. The Ascended Master is a little bit tricky. Now, how do you know when you're groomed to be an Ascended Master or when you are an Ascended Master? Ascended Masters typically walk the left-hand path. All right. So to break this down, there's two paths that one can take when they're journeying on this earth. You can take the right-hand path or you can take the left-hand path. The right-hand path is purity. It's the straight and narrow. Okay. It is where exoteric wisdom lies. Okay. And that's the simplest foundation that is laid out for you. It is the operating with the highest law of love, with righteousness, sound mind, and reasoning. Okay, it's altruistic, it's benevolent, All right. And it's just a certain level of consciousness that, despite whatever religious background you may come from or spiritual system that you may come from, it's very simple to just live by the golden rule and walk in your power, your faith, and your belief. And that's what the right hand path allows you to do safely. And there's a level of the divine protection for those who take the right hand path. Now, there are those of us who took the left-hand path. The left-hand path is gnosis. It's Gnosticism. It's esoteric. It's occult. Okay? And if you are not called to take the left-hand path, what tends to happen is a lot of people get lost in it. Okay? You know, there's a famous saying, okay, where great wisdom comes with great woes. The left-hand path will take you through the dark to get to the light. All right? For those who are taking or have taken the left-hand path and have fought their way out of it, congratulations. Because the Ascended Master have come to study all levels of disciplines universally and pull out what is applicable, discard what is not applicable. They have not only an understanding of the earth realm, but they have understandings of all the realms. Okay, how to navigate them, how they operate. They understand the law of universal oneness, also polarity. They understand balance. Even with what it is that they're seeing and experiencing, they know that there's always a balance to it. Okay, so their wisdom or their knowledge is very, very unique. And it can be intimidating and frightening to others who don't understand it. But they're not supposed to understand it because, once again, what I said was many who have taken the left-hand path of gnosis can get lost in it and can very easily become corrupt. Another thing about the left-hand path is there's not a lot of divine protection. Okay, especially if you're not called to do it and you're just doing this on your own for power or status or anything like that, or some selfish reason. You're going to end up going through the dark and you're not going to have a lot of divine protection. You have to navigate and discern your way out of it. So you have to be made with some really strong stuff. Okay? And you have to fight your way out of the dark and get back to the light. But while you're in the dark, you will learn how the dark operates. You will learn the perspectives of higher realms and how they're seeing this whole thing pan out. And you're not allowed to really share the information unless someone is already on that path. Because if not, it becomes a stumbling block to somebody else. Ascended Masters, they have studied this. They have studied the occultish. They have studied the esoteric knowledge. They studied the science. They studied the metaphysics. They study all of the religions, okay? And once again, they are tasked with weeding out what is necessary and what is not necessary, because when an Ascended Master starts to teach, they have the ability, or it is necessary for them to teach all, not just humans. Okay? So Ascended Masters teach angels. Ascended Masters teach other sentient beings because they are the keepers of the galaxy. So remember the movie Guardians of the Galaxy? That's where Ascended Masters sit. Okay, they're overlooking everything. They're overlooking the divine balance, not just what pertains to the earth, but how everything is aligned to operate in order and how balance and law is kept. All right. So for those who believe that they could possibly be an incarnated Ascended Master or into Ascended Mastership, you will find yourself dibbing and dabbing in a whole bunch of different disciplines. And you will find yourself quickly or being sharpened to figure out what is what. And you have to do it on your own. Your discernment starts to really, really kick in during this time, and you are exposed to a lot more, okay? Because remember, I told you it's not a lot of divine protection there. So you will face dark entities, okay? You will, and they will challenge you. And if you're not up for that task, I suggest you run and stay the right-hand path, all right? Ascended masters take the left-hand path. They get the knowledge, they get the wisdom, they're open to all, okay, without being strictly disciplined to one, all right? So we have the ability to appeal to all of humanity and all sentient beings. The Ascended Master's journey is way more difficult and is done by design, because in order to get out of it, you have to have a purity of heart. You have to be filled with light. You have to. Because if not, you will get corrupted very, very quickly. So if this sounds like something that you have been drawn to and can't quite figure it out, you know, a lot of ancient history, you know, I like looking and studying cuneiform tablets, you know, different languages. I always wanted to be an anthropologist, to be honest with you. I did, you know, or a historian or even an archaeologist. I did. But life took me in another direction, and I'm still doing my journey here. But those are the 4 levels of consciousness that are here on this earth. Okay? And we can't get mad at one for not operating the same way as we are, because we might not be called to do that. And since all of our journeys are so unique, you have to know who you are. And for some, that kind of comes quickly. And for others, it takes a long time. It takes a lot of practice. It takes a lot of experience. But the Ascended Masters typically take the left-hand path. That's where you have your Tahooties, right? You have your Yeshuas, you know? And you have Divine Feminine Ascended Masters as well that go by various names. So if you are a light worker, thank you. Oh my God. Thank you for healing us. Thank you for healing the planet. Thank you for your heart and your love. If you are a light warrior, thank you. Thank you for being bold. Thank you for being proud. Thank you for being strong and fearless on this journey. If you are a master teacher, thank you for your wisdom. Thank you for your knowledge and your guidance, because you are necessary. And if you're an ascended master, it gets better. But thank you for being brave, because it takes a lot of bravery to do that. I love you all. That's all I have to say. And I kind of hope you got something out of it. Walk your truth. I'm Sophie. Love you. Bye.